Hello, beautiful people. This is Hadassah Vitar coming to you from Winnipeg. My hair is looking funny, but that's okay. What matters right now is what I want to share with you, which is the last live on clarity from Brendon Burchard's book, High Performance Habits. I'm doing this one from my phone, and everything's backwards. Yeah, my computer is otherwise occupied right now, but that's okay. So I don't know if every habit is going to take 3 lives, but if it does, it does, because they are totally worth it. So just to remind you what we talked about before, in terms of clarity, you need to envision the future for, okay, which was yourself. Whom do you want to become in the future? Social. What kind of interactions do you want to have with the people around you? So that requires, thinking about things. Skills. What kind of skills are you going to need to acquire in order to become that person you want to be in the future? It's kind of interesting. So there's a matter of who you want to be in terms of your character and your relationships, but also what do you want to be able to do in order to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve in the future. That vision, that vision that you need to have. And then service. What are 3 ways, or whatever ways, in which you can serve the people that you're talking to? It's like for me in particular, my particular group that I'm talking to, I'm talking to everybody, but the group that's particularly on my heart is women like myself who either going through menopause or have fairly recently gone through menopause and are dealing with all sorts of not just physical symptoms, but thoughts and feelings and so on. And that's whom I want to serve right now. And so I need to think about ways in which I can do that. So for the last bit, so that's a little review of the last two lives that I did on clarity from Brendon Burchard's book. Again, just reminding you, high performance habits. And the first of the 6 habits is seek clarity. So we looked at those things. And then the last bit is what he calls focus on the feeling and define what's meaningful. Okay, so focus on the feeling means what's really close to my heart, again, as a life coach. Well, everything we do is really to try and get a certain feeling. If you think you want to buy a car, or you want to travel, or you want to have a particular house, you don't actually want those things. What you want is the feeling that you think those things are going to give you, because things are just things. But the idea is that if I possess these things, if I can travel, if I can pick my kids up at school whenever I need to and not have to worry about a boss, then I'm going to have a certain feeling. So sometimes, we have what Susan Sly calls wall-kicking moments. Things get frustrating, things are difficult, and sometimes in order to keep on going with the vision that we have, we need to focus on the feeling that we want to have when we achieve what it is that we want to achieve. So if you are in any sort of business, network marketing or otherwise, and you say, I want to be a 6-figure earner, it's a lot of work to become a 6-figure earner. When I first joined my company, oh, hey, Sherry, hello, nice to see you. When I first joined my company, I said, I'm going to be a millionaire in this company, because I had absolutely no concept of what's involved, what kind of work is involved. So now I know better. Still not a millionaire, but I'm determined to eventually make it, however long it takes, because now I do understand what kind of work is involved in that. But the thing is, it's hard work. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you just want to hang out and, play on your phone or whatever. And you need to just go ahead and do the things that you need to do in order to achieve. And one way to keep yourself motivated, to have clarity in what you're looking for, is to think about the feeling. Okay, focus on the feeling that you want to have, the feeling that you think you're going to have when you achieve what you're going to achieve. Okay, don't, I mean, people make vision boards. My friend Renee just won a trip to Disney. She's had Disney on her vision board for 2 years. She's never been there. She's got autistic children. It's not a simple thing to travel with them. But she had it on her vision board, and she looks at that and so on. But the point is the point of the vision board is not to look at the picture. The point is to evoke the feeling that you associate with that picture, and then get to work knowing that feeling is something that I can achieve if I keep going with what I'm going. So focusing on the feeling is a really important part of seeking clarity and finding clarity. And then the last one, which I think is really great, is define what's meaningful. Okay, what's meaningful in your life? What is going to give you meaning? Because, you know, there's been, isn't even from a book, but this is me, but I mean, it's also in the book, that there's been surveys found that something like 85% or some crazy high number of people in North America are unhappy with their jobs and don't find meaning in them. So sometimes they'll, so if they're somebody who thinks about these things, then they'll find something else to do. They'll train dogs or work with children, or, you know, build model trains. They'll find something that brings them joy and meaning in life because they're not finding it in their job. So the point is that whatever it is that you are aiming to do, and it doesn't matter if it's business, if it's life, did you want to change your health? Are there certain parameters of your physical body that you would like to have different? You need to focus on what's meaningful. Because, you know, wanting to rock that bikini bod may not get you through those moments when people are saying to you, oh, just a tiny bit of this cake, and you know that you worked really hard to get into ketosis and you don't want to blow it. So you need to remember, first of all, the feeling, and also to define what's meaningful. Define what is important to you. So that aesthetic, superficial goal may not be what is going to keep you going, because it may not be powerful enough. Of course, if you're attaching that supposedly superficial goal to really deep things like acceptance and love, that becomes a whole different kettle of fish. But you need to find what's meaningful for you and focus on that. And I'm reminded in one of Susan Sly's podcasts, and I very much recommend that you listen to her podcasts. She was interviewing somebody, I don't remember, it was Jesse something, and they were talking about things that they do, and he said, if it doesn't move the needle, why are you doing it? And I was like, I need to have that tattooed on my arm. Well, I don't have tattoos, but I need to have that tattoo, so put somewhere where I can see it every day. If it doesn't move the needle, why are you doing it? So, yeah, that's important. You need to look at the things you do, and how much time are you wasting in stuff that doesn't move the needle. So, seeking clarity. So I've spent 3 lives talking about that, the things that Brendon Burchard recommends, and he ends that chapter with a chart, what he calls the clarity chart. And let's see, okay. And the nice thing about the clarity chart, you can download a printable weekly version, highperformancehabits.com/tools, where if you fill it in every week, then you can sort of keep tabs on yourself. I'm a huge lover of accountability. Ray Higdon has a tracker in his Rainmakers group, which I just totally love and has really driven up my production. You know, if you have to write down what you actually did, it's kind of motivating to make sure you're not filling in zeros, because that's kind of sad. So, yeah. Okay. That was clarity. And then I wanted to talk to you about something completely different, which is a survey, which I have just put up there, which I would totally love everyone to have a look at, because even if it doesn't apply to you, there might be people in your life who could really be served by this, because I'm working on putting a course together, and this course is going to be in service of menopausal women who are perimenopausal or recently postmenopausal, and I'm going to And I want to know what it is that I can serve you with. What do you want to learn? What can I do best for you? How can I best support you and help you to improve your life, to improve your mood, to improve your sleep, to improve all the things that you're struggling with right now? So I wanted to ask you if you would be so kind to drop me a message, click the button that says message, and send me a message, drop me a comment, and I will send you the link to the survey. It's also out on my social media, and some of you received it by email. But if you haven't seen it, and if either you yourself or somebody you know could really benefit from a course such as this, and you're willing to help me to develop this course and help people, that would be so awesome. And I wanted to say that anyone who helps me with this course with this survey, anyone who helps me with this survey is going to be gifted a 15-minute free discovery call with me, and that's a $25 value. And yeah, remember that I love you. Have a great day. Bye.